Just a guy playing versus I eat them. I eat them all. All right, so I eat them versus just a guy playing. This match has just started out. It looks like just a guy playing. Lights Out has reset the board. That was turn 2. Let's see here. We started out with a rating night that we saw just get bounced with the Lights Out. The Dominator. Speed signal, so everything's going to come into play ready, which is fun. What happened? Oh, the rating night's still in play. Never mind. Okay, so I've caught up. I Eat Them is looking at a dangerous board state now with Umbra and Naughty the Thief on the board. I expect trying some way to take them out, but I don't see how. Staunch Knight kills Staunch Knight, or Rating Knight rather. Maxine is going to stun. I have to assume Umbra. Given the choice between Umbra and Naughty the Thief, I stun Umbra unless I can kill Naughty the Thief. Sorry, unless I can kill Umbra. If I had a creature that could attack, I would take out the Umbra. I think that because Umbra has Skirmish and not Elusive, the Staunch Knight probably should have taken out Umbra instead of the Rating Knight. Although I suspect ieatthem is planning that Just a Guy Playing won't call Shadows again. Blipip with the Speed Signal is terrifyingly powerful. Blipip with the Speed Signal into John Smith. That's the stuff Mars Dreams are made of. Would have been better if he'd had a third creature to play, but Flip It into John Smith is just great. Lets you get basically 3 creatures ready right off the bat, and there's the bait and switch. Bait and switch worth 3, following up with a Nerve Blast to murder John Smith. That's 4. Relentless Whispers gives 5 Amber stolen, and then a Bad Penny, which he can then reap with, thanks to the Speed Signal. And of course, because Relentless Whispers gives an Ember, I Eat Them is now at 7. From 0 to 7 on that turn. And of that 7, 5 of them were stolen. So that was a 12 Ember swing turn. Just a Guy Playing lost 5, and I Eat Them gained 7. That is the power of Shadows, folks. Using the Champion Towers to try and push I Eat Them down, but unfortunately I Eat Them is still able to get the first key off, and now we are off 1-0 with I Eat Them in the early lead. We've seen Just a Guy Playing already pull a Power Mars play with Blipip and John Smith, but I Eat Them was able to very quickly answer it. So I'm not sure if there's going to be a lot that I Eat Them is going to be able to, or sorry, that Just a Guy Playing is going to be able to do to take advantage of that Speed Signal. I, of course, have not looked at the deck at this point. We see that the Champion Tabris, who could have been doing quite a bit of good work capturing, has been purged thanks to the Harder They Fall. The Harder They Come. Shadow Self pops down to protect Umbra, which is an excellent choice. I think that was a bad play on Just a Guy Playing's part. If he'd played Mac the Knife first, Mac the Knife could have killed Bad Penny, put it back into ieaththem's hand, and still gained the Amber that he gained from Reaping. So reversing the play puts a card back into ieaththem's hand and has the exact same Ember impact. In fact, with Bad Pity in the opponent's deck, Mac the Knife is a fun little card. Charge. For the remainder of the turn, each creature you play gets play. Deal 2 damage to an enemy creature. So you just start playing out creatures and murdering things. Oh, that's discouraging. Investment event. Sorry, I got a small page from work. I'm going to not deal with it right now. I don't think it's urgent. It's something that I do need to keep an eye on, though, and if it doesn't resolve itself, I will have to drop off and ping somebody about it. Sorry about that. So the Grey Monk comes down, murders Mac the Knife. Not a surprise. And of course, Umbra continues to live thanks to the Shadow Self protecting it. Vault Keeper, the anti-Shadows card, the only anti-Shadows card that I can think of. Yeah, the protection of your Amber Pool is invaluable. It's not necessarily a great card because it is situational. If you're not playing against Shadows, it's not nearly as impressive. That having been said, when you start looking at the tournament scenes, Shadows dominates the tournament scenes right now. Whether or not it stays that way remains to be seen, but just the raw power of stealing Amber and the number of ways Shadows can do it, the Vault Keeper is such a tremendously valuable card. I would love to see a deck with 2 or even 3 Vault Keepers in it. It is a rare card, so it's not likely to happen, but we do see that ieatthem is taking some advantage of that speed signal to get some ready creatures into play, and then using the ready creatures to blast Shadow Self. And what else did he blast? He should have done 4 damage. I actually don't know. What else did he blast? 2 damage for each ready creature. Oh, that's a 5, not a 3. Never mind. I can't read the cards. Oh no, that still doesn't add up. He hit the guy with armor. That was a mistake. If he'd gone after Umbra or Shadow Self directly, there'd be 1 more damage on Shadow Self. I see what happened now. JustAGuyPlayin uses Key Abduction to clear ieattthem's Mars creatures, which is fortuitous for him. For JustAGuyPlayin, because it sticks those Mars creatures back, unreadies them, and everything else. The 2 Marauders do some good work, and then discards Phosphorus Stars because it would do more harm than good here. I'm actually not sure about that. Phosphorus Stars would have stunned 4 of his creatures and 3 of his opponents, but right now, as long as he keeps the Vault Keeper alive, I have to think that this game is leaning very heavily towards JustAGuyPlayin. That Vault Keeper is going to be really strong here. Because both sides have Shadows, so you have to assume that JustAGuyPlayin has quite a bit of steal capabilities in the wings. Pawn sacrifices. And here is where the decision last turn to hit the Vault Keeper instead of Shadow Self directly comes back to haunt him. With Pawn Sacrifice, he would have been able to kill the Shadow Self with the 3 damage, because it would have been at 6 instead of 5. But because he chose to hit the Vault Keeper with the come into play, deal 2 damage ability, the damage got redirected to Shadow Self -1, because the armor does still apply before the damage hits the creature. So that's a costly mistake, because being able to kill off the Shadow Self there would have been quite useful to be able to expose the Vault Keeper to death. As it is, he kills off Champion Nafiel and 1 of the Marauders. And I believe Silent Dagger is what finished off Champion Nafiel with the damage from the Pawn Sacrifice. It's interesting to put Silent Dagger on bad pinning. It would never be my first choice. I know that that's basically what he had to do, because that was the only Shadows creature he had, so it had to go on something that he could use to be able to start making some work on the opponent's board. Sequus is going to capture 1, but ieatthem is at 10 amber still. Sergeant Ezekiel is going to pop out and let Sequus fight again. I have to assume, well, I say again, I have to assume he blows up bad pay to get the Silent Dagger off the board. And that's exactly what he does. And Reaps with Vaultkeeper at 9 amber. He did not get to forge his key this turn because of the miasma that ieatthem played last turn. It's hard to say who I really think is the favorite at this point. ieatthem is sitting on 2 keys with 4 ember already. JustAGuyPlayin is on 9 ember, but has not forged his first key thanks to the miasma, and is getting increasingly behind. ieatthem now has enough on the board to get to 6. 6 is going to be insufficient. Because there's an Umbra out there, and as long as there's an Umbra out there, JustAGuyPlayin can call Shadows and steal 1, which will push him off of the target. The Biomatrix back up. John Smith will reap to ready the Bolter. The Bolter will reap. Would love to hit that Umbra, but it's still protected by the Shadow Self. So I would reap and blow up the Marauder here. By blowing up the Marauder, you get... Oh, no, it's got +1 power. Never mind. Yeah, he just reaps with it. Honestly, I'm not actually sure that was the best play. Another option would have been to attack the Shadow Self directly. That would have killed the Shadow Self, and then after the combat, the fight resolves after combat, he could have dropped the 2 damage on Umbra and killed Umbra off. But he wouldn't have gained the Ember, so I don't think it would make a lot. It wouldn't have made the immediate difference, but it would have resolved this scenario here, where the Umbra gets to fight, take 1 Ember away. Silvertooth pops down, and thanks to Duskrunner, is going to be able to push ieatthem off of the 5 Amber, or off of the 6 amber needed to forge the key. That having been said, it's still looking a bit rough for JustAGuyPlayin. He's got more than enough to forge his 2nd key, but ieatthem is right on the cusp with the 3rd key. And I admittedly do not know what he has in his hand, but I have to think he's going to call Mars, and he does. Reap with Bolter, kill Shadow Self. Reap with John Smith to ready Bolter. Reap with Bolter again to kill Umbra. Reap with Zookeeper to archive Yixi Marauder to get the Ember back, or Sequus. Probably Sequus, actually. He reaps with the Zookeeper, should archive Sequus. Maybe Silvertooth. Silvertooth would take out the Duskrunner. He chooses Sequus, which gives him the Ember back. It's a 1 Ember swing either way. Reap with the Bolter to kill Shadow Self, which will purge Shadow Self, although the purge at this point is irrelevant. No, he takes out Silvertooth. I understand that. I don't think it was the right option, but I understand it. Reap with John Smith, ready the Bolter, or ready the Zookeeper. I think since he didn't kill the Shadow Self, I would have readied the Zookeeper, to steal Umbra off the board. No, he chooses to fight. Interesting. I'm not sure I like that. He could be playing around bait and switch, which, if he is, I think is a mistake. Because he could easily get to 12 amber just by reaping there. And have taken Umbra off the board. Well, I guess I would put him in 11 amber, not 12. But that's still 2 amber swing. Gatekeeper is going to capture a crap ton of amber. And Zookeeper has to die now. He reaps up to 6, though. Maybe Zookeeper doesn't have to die there. So he's at 7. ieatthem has to take 2 amber away here. But remember, he can't steal it because the Vault Keeper is still on the board. And with 3 armor and 4 health, it's unlikely that he'll be able to kill the Vault Keeper. Now, his highest priority target right now is killing Gatekeeper, because that gives him back so much amber. And he can do it by attacking with both these creatures, I believe. Gatekeeper answers Gatekeeper, which pushes JustAGuyPlayin off of the 3rd Keyforge. If he were to attack with both Staunch Knight, which is attacking for 6, and Grey Monk, he could kill Gatekeeper and say, figure out a way to take me down from 10 amber. I guess he doesn't even have to. Oh, why? I think that's a mistake also. I think killing the Gatekeeper was a higher priority than reaping. Since he played a 2nd Staunch Knight, throwing both Staunch Knights at Gatekeeper rather than reaping would have gotten him far more ember back and put JustAGuyPlayin in a much tougher position to be able to answer. Because since he's already at 5, something like bait and switch would not be nearly enough to push ieatthem off of the key. May not matter. 8 may be sufficient. But given the power of shadows, I would much rather have gone and gotten the amber back off of Gatekeeper by attacking with both the Staunch Knights. Old Bruno takes him right back off. Yeah, and there you see where the difference is. He would have been at 10, that would put him at 7, and then this would be 6. Instead, he was at 8, goes down to 5, and then 4. He would, if he had killed Gatekeeper, he would have still been at 6. Since he chose to reap instead of kill Gatekeeper, he is now at 4 and unable to forge the 3rd key. And has got to figure out something really fast. He cannot steal, so Shadows is out as a way to control this, because the Vault Keeper is still in play. ieatthem has got to be sitting there looking through options, trying to figure it out. If he's got another Marauder, Marauder will do it. Push JustAGuyPlayin back off. Zookeeper will probably come out and archive the Gatekeeper. But that means he doesn't have a Marauder. So he's going to just archive away the big creatures that have a bunch of amber. He's going to end the game at, I don't know, 12, 15, probably close to 18 amber. That might be a little bit over, but it's going to be quite a bit of amber, but it's not going to be able to stop JustAGuyPlayin from forging his key. Fight with the Bolter. Murdering Umbra. Beating through the armor there. Blows up Bulwark. But that is way too little, way too late. He also played that out of order, but it's irrelevant. If he had chosen to fight with the Dominator first and kill Bulwark, the fight with the Bolter would have killed Umbra before needing to do the damage because the armor would have been gone. Yeah, I still think ieatthem should have won. If he had gone after the gatekeeper, it would have put him, I think, if my math is correct, out of the old Bruno plus Umbra attack. That having been said, that's not the way the cards landed, so JustAGuyPlayin will be advancing to the final set. And I said, you're welcome, and he left before I could. Oh well. Good game, you two. It's not... I could be wrong. I'll probably have somebody yelling at me in YouTube comments later. That's the way this tends to work, is I make a mistake in my commentary and somebody points it out to me. But that was a very good game, and it was a lot of back and forth. Not being able to take out the Vault Keeper was devastating for ieattthem's shadowed options. I have to assume, given what we can see in his discard, that he had a handful of shadows cards and just not much to be able to do with them.